Welcome back to Corner Pocket. I'm Tristan.
It's D.
We're about to get into the top 25, but first things first, I would like to introduce a new award that we have. It's called the Well, That Was Embarrassing. So, I nominate Arkansas for letting A&M come back. Who do you nominate?
Well, Arkansas wasn't expected to win that game by many anyway.
Well, that's true.
I nominate South Carolina, who lost to Missouri, who lost to Indiana at home. There we go.
All right. So, after thinking about this briefly, I feel like the winner of this award is South Carolina.
They deserve it.
You're right.
Indiana sucked, but they beat Missouri, and Missouri beat them.
That's very sad. So,
Okay.
South Carolina, this award belongs to you this week.
Well, getting into the top 25 games this week, Thursday night game is Oregon versus Arizona. I think this is a pretty easy game to pick.
It is.
The Ducks, quack, quack.
I'm going with the Ducks, but this could be considered a trap game. Oregon, stick to your guns. All right. Utah State at BYU. That's pretty easy for me. I'm going with BYU.
Storming Mormons. The next game, we have Mississippi State versus A&M.
Oh, yeah, big game. Well, I would just like to say this. Kenny Hill is not Kenny Trill. He looked very slow against Arkansas, and he was mad that he was getting hit. So what I have to say to Kenny Hill, if you were mad last week, you might as well get ready to be mad this week too. Because Mississippi State has a great defense.
Well, I expect Prescott. That A&M defense is a tad bit better from last year. They're still not as dominant as they should be. So I think Mississippi State is going to win this game, especially since they're at home. And I think they're really going to outplay Texas A&M. A&M got exposed for the running game Arkansas put on them.
That's true. So I was kind of tossing. I know. I'm going to stick with A&M, though. Let's go, Kenny Hill. Let me see what you're talking about. Prove me wrong.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, next game. Ohio State at Maryland. This is an easy game for me to pick. I'm going with the Buckeyes. I think JT Barrett has got it under control now. Urban Meyer we're getting it together.
No comment about that game at all. Next game, we have Iowa State traveling to Stillwater, Oklahoma to take on the Pokes. Iowa State just sucks, so
I'm going to Oklahoma State as well. Okay, next game, SMU at East Carolina. As quiet as it's kept, East Carolina has been knocking heads off this season.
Ruffin McNeil, who should really be Texas Tech coach if they gave the brother a chance. You know, the pretty boy, they not looking too good down there in Lubbock this year, so East Carolina, I hope y'all do great things this year. Next game, we have Florida State versus Wake Forest. Florida State's coming off a nail-biter against NC State. And I don't think Florida State's the team everybody think there is. But
their defense definitely
I think
terrible.
they will win this week. But
I'm going with the
getting a little
Florida
shaky
State
down
team.
there.
Yep. All right, our next game is Alabama at Ole Miss. You know, Ole Miss has been requesting and, they've been wanting this. They circled this on the schedule, so they're finally getting what they want. I feel like this is going to be a test for Blake Sims. But I like Alabama in this game.
This is going to be
Alabama
big game.
in this game.
It's going to be a big game. I love that Ole Miss defense, Robert Kimdichie and all them, but I think Blake Sims is surprising a lot of people this year. So him and Amari Cooper, TJ Yeldon, I think they'll pull this game out. Roll Tide.
All right.
Next game. Boomer Sooner versus the TCU Frogs. TCU's cracked the top 25. Only decent team they play so far is Minnesota, who's in the Big Ten, with Indiana, who beat Missouri, who beat South Carolina. But TCU have a great defensive line. I think this will be a harder test for Oklahoma than Baylor actually will. But I think OU pulls it out.
Boomer Sooner, why not? All right, Baylor at Texas.
Snooze.
Down the street in Going from Waco to Austin. Charlie Strong has dismissed a lot of players. I'm just going with Baylor. I don't really have too much to say. Good luck to Tyrone Swoops. And
even though I believe Texas does have the best defense that Baylor will face as far as this point in the season. Mm-hmm. So Baylor gonna win the game, but we'll just kind of get a glimpse of how good they might be. Mm-hmm. The next game we have is Stanford versus Notre Dame.
This is gonna be a good one.
Game. I love to pick Stanford, but I can't go against how Notre Dame playing right now. They look like a team on the mission. They kind of flying under the radar because nobody's talking about them.
You're right.
I'm going to go with the Irish.
So I was tossing this game back and forth, but I'm taking Stanford, especially after the way they lost last year. They're seeking revenge. And, in the words of Jimmy Johnson, don't leave it in the refs' hands. So hopefully they won't do it this season and they'll beat them. So go Stanford.
Okay. Well, we have Wisconsin versus Northwestern. Northwestern pulled a frog out their tails last week and beat Penn State, which is unbelievable. But I don't think they're going to beat Wisconsin and Melvin Gordon. Go Badgers.
Me either. All right, Vanderbilt at Georgia. Georgia was in a nail-biter against Tennessee, but I think they'll be okay as long as they don't have a hangover. Go Georgia.
How many yards you think Gurley going to get this week?
215.
All right, another top SEC game. We have LSU versus Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
starting a true freshman for LSU.
Yeah, and I can't pick LSU after what Mississippi State done to them. So I'm going to go with Auburn. Nick Marshall and company run roughshod over this LSU defense, kind of like what Mississippi State and Prescott did.
All right, Texas Tech at Kansas State. I like Kansas State.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat them in the Little Apple. You see, Auburn barely got out of there. Arizona State versus USC.
This is what I call another trap game. USC coming off Oregon State. You never know. They could be hanging their heads low like they did against Boston College.
60 points put on them last week.
That was last week.
Trap what? No Trojans.
I'm taking USC too. All right. Nebraska and Michigan State. Let me just make this simple. I'm taking Michigan State. Although Nebraska's running back Abdullah looks good, I'm just going to go with Michigan State.
You don't sound like you want to talk about this game.
I just
like
like Michigan
Nebraska
State.
beat Miami?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay,
not
well, I'm going with the Spartans because I think their defense will be the best Nebraska will face all year. And I have a bet on Michigan State to beat Nebraska because I think Nebraska is overrated. Go Sparty.
All right, our last and final game of Saturday night is Utah at UCLA. This is another trap game in my mind because Utah is always known to upset people. However, I'm going to stick with UCLA this week like I did last week. So hopefully they pull it out.
Well, I stand corrected. I said a lot of harsh things about UCLA last week. But I think they probably finally turned the corner and probably becoming the team that everybody thought they were in the preseason. So we'll pick Brett Hundley and the Bruins. Puff Daddy's son. Go UCLA.
All right, stay tuned for our NFL picks next.